I am in the lesson builder. So I have already gone to create a lesson. And I am in my lesson and I want to add some quiz questions here. I want to add some assessment pieces here. So I'm going to come over to the right-hand panel, and you're going to see this panel in multiple places, but you see a nice little, or a little AI icon, and you see AI Create. When I click on that, it is going to pull out my AI Create panel. Now I've already pasted in my prompt because I didn't want to type in front of you all, because I never would have gotten this prompt out if I had to type. So it was already there, ready to go. One less thing I have to worry about. But when I was teaching, one of my favorite units to teach was the water cycle. I love the water cycle. There's a lot of cool things you could do with this. So the prompt I threw in was generate multiple choice questions about the water cycle for third grade students. Include a mix of definitions, identifications, and application style questions. I want you to hone in on a little bit of that last part. I really kind of I'm telling AI Create what type of questions I want. Good results are all about your prompt. And we always say challenge AI. Try to really get exactly like what you're looking for, because it is going to respond to that. It is going to identify the type of level you want, the type of questions you want, the style that you want, the levels that you want. You can also just throw in a standard there. If you are getting ready to teach, or you have taught and you're really trying to look at who's mastered and where we are, throw in a standard and let it pop out questions just based upon that standard, because it knows the standards. We've uploaded standards in the back end, so it's familiar with that. The other example I love here, tier 3 vocab, utilize tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, DOK levels, all of those good question types that we know as educators. Utilize that to get the type of questions that you want. Okay, again, I'm going down my soapboxes, but before I hit generate, I have two options here. I said early on we could do standard multiple choice. So this is just going to, if I choose that option, it's going to give me multiple choice questions, just like a quiz, where the students will go through question by question, and boom, there it is. If you are a fan of time to climb and you want to create more of that interactive game, you can utilize AI Create to generate those questions for that gamified learning experience. You might have been in a session already where you pick the avatar, you answer the question the quickest, you go up the hill. That's our time to climb activity. So you have two options here. For this first one, I'm going to keep it I'm just going to choose standard multiple choice. I'm going to click create question, and you will see that panel opens up and my questions are starting to generate. That is a lot quicker than any questions that I could have generated or any questions that I could have put together. As it is building, I'm able to kind of look over these and see, okay, this is what I wanted. No, we're not really hitting the mark. I might need to go back and retweak. No, I'm really happy with them. I feel like this is exactly where I wanted to be. Again, you're in control. You're in the driver's seat. Excuse me. I can check the box next to each question that I am good with, that I like, that I want to move forward with. If I don't like what I'm seeing and, oh, you know what, my prompt wasn't where I needed it to be, I want to tweak my prompt, I can come back over here, change my prompt, or I can just click this regenerate question button altogether, and it's going to spit out 10 new questions for me. Now, right now, it does do 10 bulks of 10 questions at a time. So if I wanted to come back and do another 10 more, I would just have to save these, add them to my lesson, come back and create 10 more. So you'll kind of see that in a minute. But a question that always pops up is, can I do 20? Can I do 30? Yes, but you got to do a little bit of a little workaround. It's 10 at a time. If you love all the questions, there is a quick little button right here, select all, and you're off to the races. So I'm going to use select all. I'm happy with them. And you're going to see on that bright blue button, save and edit questions. You have not lost your opportunity to edit. Yes, I like the questions, but I want to tweak, or I want to change the answers, or I maybe want to put some of my own tone in here. So when I hit save and edit the questions, you're going to see I'm back just in my lesson builder as normal. I have a multiple choice quiz over here, and here are all 10 of my questions. I can change, edit, delete, get rid of some if I decide, I didn't like that. If I want to go add more questions, now I want to add maybe some of my own that I know I want to ask, click add a question at the bottom. You can add your own here. So now you are, again, back in control, back in the driver's seat to make sure that these questions are how you want them to be and how you want to assess your students. Now, while I'm on this, I want to talk about a couple other things. when you're in this question builder, use some of the great features that are in Nearpod. So for example, if you have students who have a harder time reading questions on their own, they need a little bit of support, or they could really benefit from questions being read aloud. Don't forget some of our, our accessibility features over here. I can click on my side button here. I have an audio recorder, so I can click the audio recorder right here on my computer. I just have to allow access to my microphone. I can read this question. It's going to save that audio. When I launch this for my student, they can hit play. And now that audio is read aloud. It's going to read both my question and my answers. So don't forget about some of these small little features that are within our lesson builder. The other thing here, I'm going to go back, add images, add a PDF. If you want your students to maybe look at a picture of the water cycle or have more of a visual, you can always add images here. I can add a video, can add web content. So all of those reference materials you can put on each question. The other piece I want to call attention to is the answer selection. Right now, clearly we have the text toggle turned on, but let's say I have a student who's way more visual, or maybe all my students, I want them to be able to select from an image. You can flop this and change the answer type, and you can choose to upload images here. So maybe I have an image of precipitation or an image of the water cycle, where now they're choosing an image as the answer instead of just the text. And now I'm going to delete that question because I don't want to put the text back in. Okay, so those are just a couple quick things that I wanted to show you within the lesson builder itself. So again, I think that might have taken me 3 minutes to type in my prompt. It generated 10 questions for me. Boom, they're here. I'm ready to go. When I am happy with my lesson, I can continue building more slides, adding more content, whatever I might want to do. If I'm done with my lesson, I can just save it, exit it, launch it for my students. So just a really, really quick, high quality way to get some formative assessment done in your classroom. I want to talk real fast. I'm just going to let's bring this up as my preview. When you think about how this can be used, when you think about, okay, it's going to generate questions. So what does that look like in the classroom for me? It can be an exit ticket. It can be a quick check for understanding in the middle of a lesson. There were many times where I was teaching and I was like, I just don't think we're all getting it. I could pause, jump over to Nearpod, generate 5 questions as a quick understanding to know, are my kids ready to move forward, or do we need to back up? It's that in the moment, real-time insights, because as they're answering these, I see the results. So not only can I create the questions on the fly, I can also launch them and have insights to how my students are performing. So don't feel like you can't use it mid-lesson. It's there for you to utilize at the drop of a hat. Starting a new topic and you want to see what do they already know, tap into that prior knowledge. Use AI Create to at the beginning of a unit before you've taught anything to gauge where they already are. The goal is you're not starting from scratch, but you still own the final product. We are giving you the assist, we are giving you the bump, but you are in the driver's seat and you're in control.